Okay, so I really want to rebuild my club again, Grimsby Town, because before defeat to Notts County, we were absolutely flying in the league. By the time you're watching this, we might not be in 8th position, but that's where we are, chasing down the playoffs with our exceptional manager and players I genuinely love because they're playing for the badge for once. And going to games is fun. I get to see my team win a load of games. However, today the money I pay for my season ticket is gone from the club as Grimsby Town FC have ran out of money altogether, meaning despite the good form, we have to rely upon free agents to sign for us down in the 4th tier. So that's going to be a really difficult challenge, but a challenge I am up for. As you can see, I'm going to take charge of my club as I want to get the bragging rights once I take my team to Champions League glory. As yes, people, welcome to one of my favourite rebuilds. I'm back again for the second time, taking over the team I support. Grimsby as this formation, well, it is what we're going with, but it looks more like that in-game, but it is going to change. Our best player at the club, rightfully so, is our left-back Denver Hume. Most assists in the league, and yes, please, club, stay away from signing him. As then we've got Cameron McJanet, the McJanitor sweeping up at the back. George McEachran is brilliant. Danny Rose is our leader legend. And just to keep a bit of realism, I have to keep 3 original players. I think I did that the first time I rebuilt them, but this time it's going to be easier to replace them because, as I said, only 3 agents allowed this save. So the youth academy right here, we cannot go ahead and use. Only the budget we can do, and we can only spend it on wages. So technically I could go out there and sign a full new team, a full good ratings. But then again, there is more rules, and this is the end of them. No Mexican players until we reach the Premier League, because that is too easy. There's loads of Mexican free agents, and we are only allowed to sign 3 free agents a season to make sure this team stays the same, as I am going to do something rather different. I'm going to change the formation, because in real life, our fullbacks are wingers. As Van Thorsen, you can see on the right-hand side, he's actually playing as a right wing-back currently, but he has to stay in the team. He is legendary. As this is the team I'm going to go with. We've brought Warren in. We've got Evan Curry. Finally getting justice with his rating in the team at the moment. And also a new signing we haven't seen play much, Dara Burns. He looks like a player, 1, I'm growing to love, and 2, can work. In this save, he's got a special something. He's left-footed, cutting in from the right. But enough on just a history lesson of Grimsby. I need to get on with this save, as the position we definitely need has to be a goalkeeper, just rating-wise. Jordan Wright has come on leaps and bounds, as we do have Qatari players we could technically sign, but I do want to stay away from them as well, giving us not much choice for a keeper. I mean, 2 of these are over 30, so I think that leaves Tagnauti, a Moroccan who we could take a chance upon. Not our most realistic of signings, but we are signing from abroad at the minute, and we need to go for promotion because that's what Grimsby are trying to do in real life. So we'll bring him in for now, and we'll probably sign a few free agents just to really fit around the squad, because we're not in a rush for anyone in particular. There should be a young free agent that everybody gets at the start of their saves that can spawn in any position, so I am going to go and look for a young'un. And this is who we've been blessed with. It's a DM, and we do have Kieran Green. Darren Boyle, 20-year-old from Northern Ireland. I'll take a chance on him, give him his contract, maybe loan a few midfielders of our own out, and then use our 3rd signing on this guy, going big with Paddy McNair, who is a 30-year-old centre-back from Sunderland, or was it Middlesbrough? I think he's been at both clubs, and I've brought him down to this division as I'm desperate to get promoted out of it. Plus our best player at the start of the save, Denver Hume, came from Portsmouth, but before that was at Sunderland. So you know what I'm saying, he should have a link with Paddy McNair club-wise, which for me is enough to bring him to the club, as we need to try and fight for promotion, and it looks to me like we might do that. We've got 273 rated. Danny Rose is even growing. Denver Hume, George McEachran, essentially everybody, but their rating should be higher like they're playing in real life. That's 31 goals for Danny Rose, but 20 for our centre-back McNair. Has he played him up front or something? I don't know, but them 73 rated signings make sure we win the league, which I didn't expect, but I will fully take it. Meaning we're going straight from League 2 to League 1, unfortunately. In real life, I don't think we'll go go for automatic promotion. I'm really hoping on the playoffs as we reach round 3 of the FA Cup. Not bad for us money-wise as we reach the round of 16 against Newcastle in the Carabao, which is amazing, but we just hate the BSM Trophy. Exiting straight away, and that actually is a really difficult group. Yes, they are teams from our league as our money. I signed up a lot of contracts, and we didn't have a budget for coaches, so I don't know where the 2 millions come from. Have we lost a player here? I mean, oh, yes, I see it. Luca is in the team, who is a lone boy, and that means we have lost a player, and actually we're going to lose Callum Ainley as well, but Dara Burns has left us, the man I said I wanted to keep. 1.8 million to Freiburg, but we can overcome him. We can sign more players next season, 3 in fact, as we are aiming to get promoted, and we're also aiming for 50k subscribers. If you could subscribe, and please smash that like button on the video. If you are new around here, leaving a like really helps the videos work out and keeps the videos coming. Without leaving a like, the videos might not happen. As this is the team we have for this year, a lot of loanee boys have gone back, so we've got Vernon on the wing. In real life, he's been injured for a long time. And weirdly enough, Luca Barrington, who's 20-year-old, is still at the club. This is one EA has got wrong because he's actually on loan, but it says he's permanent, which is weird as we have Boyle and we also have Geezer. David Turi is his second name, but he's from the Faroese Islands and is our most recent signing, who particularly I'm very excited about. We loaned him out last season, but maybe he could make the squad or the bench this time around. But we have £5 million to spend, and we can only go for them free agents, so let's have a look who's available to us. I will check England first, but I am not scared of going abroad, as recent signings for Grimsby show the club is not afraid to look overseas. I really like our transfer policy, and we are looking for players to make the step up. Jamie Allen is an ex-championship player, so maybe helps us. Chuck Zanike was there, but we do have Super Danny Rose as a striker, as there's also Matthew Fowler, an 18-year-old 67 rated. However, at the moment, I want to give some of our real-life players a chance. And centre-backs, well, we have these two, and we do have Doug Tharm. So it's the right-hand side we need to work on, and we found this man released from Sheffield United, which is a club not too far away, and it is Femi Sariki. That is our first of 3 ticked off. Will he get us promoted? Well, he was at Sheffield United, but I'm not going to put my cap on it. As next up is a backup striker, and Stephen Humphries is 27. However, on an important role, and Danny Rose is on a crucial role, so he hopefully doesn't play over him. That is him sat on the bench. As now for the first team, I'm going to change Van Thorsen to a right-hand-sided midfielder, and I'm optimistic for my team as Ignacio Shaw. Not sure if he is a world beater, but 24-year-old Argentinian. Probably won't be up to Messi's levels, but still could do a decent job in League One. As look at this squad, we are cooking on gas, but the best bit is we haven't really signed many players. Yes, the players we have signed are our best. Tagnauti, the goalkeeper, McNair, but they're over 30. Sariki and Shaw is now a 75 rated. Brilliant as on the bench. David Turi hasn't done too well. We probably should have loaned him out, same as Boyle, but he's been our backup man. And as for real life Grimsby players, Kieran Green, one of my favourites, or my favourite, and then Curry, Danny Rose now to a 70. I knew giving him the game time would hopefully make his rating stickers. Now, for goals, Danny Rose does not slow down. 33 in all competitions, 11 assists for Shaw and 18 goals. But Danny Rose, in real life, one of his best ever seasons. Not the best, but one of the best. He needs to keep on scoring to be the best. And I absolutely love the man. And I absolutely love this finish. 4th in League One. We've got a playoff place and only 7 points off Huddersfield. A lot of very decent teams around us. But you might have seen Reading were in the playoffs, and also Stevenage, who hopefully we could beat. As in the FA Cup, we should beat Cambridge, but unfortunately lose 3-2. In the Carabao, out to Burnley, and the Bristol Street Motors to Wimbledon. It never really prioritises that, as also in the League One playoffs, a defeat in the semi-final. Usually we get beat in the final, but Reading, congrats. They've got money troubles just like us today, meaning that championship promotion, just cancel the bus parade for now, but don't cancel the signings, as this team is the team we have to build on. And with no cup run last year, it's only £3 million to spend. Still good for League One level, which finally we haven't just danced through. Usually League One and League Two promotions do happen back to back, but we've got the likes of Derby at this level, Charlton, but we should be winning this league if we just get our business right. As Van Thorsen playing for Iceland, we've got a few players on international duty, as now we should add to the midfield. I trust Cameron McJanet out of love for the guy, and I do trust the midfield. I love Kieran Green, like I said. Giza David Turi, he made his debut the other night, but I think a loan deal's probably right for him. Then George McEachran's very decent, Evan Curry's decent and younger. Just that midfielder to dictate the tempo. Maybe a midfielder that's played in the championship. As I'm not going to select England, I'm just going to look for any nationality. Like I said, Grimsby do business all around the world as this player's released. Dele Alli is a free agent, but unfortunately don't want to go for him. I want to look for a decent player, and a 22-year-old real-life one actually has been released, and it's Bilal Nadir, the Moroccan. And having a Moroccan keeper means we have to bring him to the club. Come on. Very excited for his arrival. He can probably go to the left, as I really love George McEachran, but for now he goes to the bench because in our last Grimsby Town save we used him all the way to the finale. As yeah, I changed the formation to the 4-1-4-1. I didn't actually mention it, but now we need to try and change the style. I do want to go a little bit more high with our defenders, not only in the defensive approach but in wing backs, as Hume is the top assister in real life, so he should do well as a left wing back. Attacking wise, as now only 2 million, and we've still got contracts to sign currently at the club, and a lot of these are decent players. However, funnily enough, the money has gone up after signing new deals. I think some of the pays went down, and I did release a few of our reserve men. The youth that weren't working out, as now we need to probably sign our own youth, as the signings we have made have been pretty old, so I'm going to look for young ones who are more long-term than the players we currently have, as we've signed Braff. And interestingly enough, we've gone ahead and signed Samuel Bell, who is a very interesting player. And right, it says he hasn't actually played much, and I have changed him to a striker because this throws back memories. This guy was on loan at us when we were actually a non-league club before Danny Rose was here, as unfortunately my captain's getting older. Don't like his rating. Don't like that Van Thorsen hasn't played, but do like overall this squad that looks Premier League worthy. Even the bench on the whole, McEachran's there, Braff is the one who's been playing, and make one change with Cass coming on. That is a very stacked team that this season, for the final time seeing this graphic, we should get promoted with. And guess what? We do. We are Centurions getting 101 points. Plymouth, Derby, teams that have been recently in the division above, are also right there, but we are so far ahead of them with them signings that we've made, and I think we should be high in the Premier League. Oh, sorry, the Championship, as we are already playing Premier League clubs, as that was round 3. We lost in round 1 of the Carabao, though, and the BSM will never be our thing. We've actually gone out in the group stage again this time. Maybe one day we will win it, as finally I do want to check who our top scorer was to see if we need a striker. And to be fair, Danny Rose has still been scoring. Same with Stephen Humphries, but our top scorer was a midfielder, Bilal Nadir, who looks to be world class to me. As here we are, Championship. I see Leicester already, and I do see Hull City just below us, which is our league rivals, who hopefully we can beat somehow. And £6 million is a bad budget, but what we're doing here with free agents is actually not too bad, unless we have a lot of contracts expiring, which we do. And this season, I don't want to just sign the best up. I do want to look at the age of some players. As you can see, when I flick to it, Tagnauti, McNair, Danny Rose, all them players that did get us promoted in the first place to where we are now. And Kieran Green, I have no idea how he's got 84 pace. My favourite player's getting old, and this is really upsetting to me. I'm going to try him as a centre mid, see if he can work out centrally, go and get a new DM, because I feel like that's the main position in this team we could improve upon, because we do have Curry and Nadir for the future. Get the old man out of DM, and get a really youthful player there. And then I think we are all sorted, as we also have David Turry here. And Luca Barrington I loaned out, now 70 rated at 22. Not too bad. I think when we reach the Prem, them two might get on the bench, as we'll put Bell in the starting 11, but still, could we go for another striker? Maybe we could, and then maybe a goalkeeper, but we're really focused on youngsters. As I'm going to go striker first, screw it. Can we find a good, decent talent to sit behind Bell? Well, he's not the youngest of players overall, but I don't want too many regens, so Romano Postima. Let's take a chance on him, shall we? I mean, what's the worst that he can do? Grow to a 90 rated? Well, I don't really think he'll do that, but he's next to a Dutch player is the Postman. That's what I'm going to be calling him, as yes, get Green onto the bench now. Centre mid is next, and then I am going to go for goalkeeper this season. Leave Cameron McJanet in the team, as I said, I'm a huge fan, and get the goalkeeper in this year, as I'm still not going for a regen player. I'm saving that for the last one. I'm not trying to cheat by just using a lot of good potential ones. However, be ready for this next one, because I've scouted him from last season, as I really think he can be our next Declan Rice in that midfield DM position. This is Isaac Partridge. I saw him when he was 16 years of age. Giving him a 5-year deal, 87 pace, a CDM at 74, rated at only 17 years old. And at the end of the season, hasn't hit the 80 club, but would really fit a centre-back role. 85 rated, 89 pace. In this team, where there is some 80s and a dear Curry Schlo, we've also got Sariki, who is behind his injury, 81 overall. And overall, I really like this team. We've got Bell as our main striker now, because Postema's been injured. Doug Tharmy's now a 75. Braff the same in our midfield, even on the bench with McEachran and Green. Looks sorted for the foreseeable future. As Green, we could also change, as I've gone to change his position, and look at that. Darren Boyle, 74 rated, been on loan at Cadiz, now a 78. I meant 24-year-old, and he can be our DM, as we've changed Kieran Green to a centre mid at 30, now 82 rated. In fact, could he be a cam? It only takes 18 weeks. Could Partridge be the defender? I mean, I really thought he was the next Declan Rice. Could even Yarson be a cam? Because I've got a really good idea for the formation. Next season with our stats, we could go to the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, because our loanee, our Faroese man, Giza Davi Turri, 75 rated, after his loan at Wrexham, as our top scorer was Ignacio Shaw, as that would be our only problem. A lot of players fighting for the cam slot when we change wingers to midfielders, but this is absolutely beautiful. Our lack of draws, because we lost a few, actually got us the title, because we're going to the Premier League. 30 wins in the Championship, secures an almighty trophy and a place in the top tier with my boyhood club, as unfortunately out in round 4 of the FA Cup, out in round 4 of the Carabao to Nottingham Forest, but not out of signings yet, and not out of hope of that UCL trophy. And I've got to be honest, I still love it when we reach the Premier League with a League 2 team. Not only a League 2 team this time, but my team, Grimsby Town, who I probably should have wore the kit for, but this is the lineup I want, and it's risky because the positions won't change till later in this save, or later in this season, and we're in the Premier League, so it's a big gamble. We're trying Green in cam. We're going to try Schlaw as a striker, because Braff can be a backup striker once he's trained as well. And now, weirdly enough, we are lacking another midfielder. Oh, no, we're not. We do have Boyle, and we do have Giza back to the team. So lovely. I do like our bench. Maybe could do with another fullback. And Denver Hume is getting older. Again, one of my favourite real-life players. So it will be hard to replace him. I am going to give him a contract, as Paddy McNair's retiring. Okay, so we need a centre-back, as we've got Cam McJanet, the McJanitor, as a backup with Tharm. As this man's position's ready, I'm going to try Isaac Partridge as a centre-back. Oh my days. And his increase. Oh my days, it's 84! Right, bin off the Declan Rice deal. This man's staying as our centre-back rock. As we do have some positions changed, Jason's gonna go to Cam. He said he didn't mind being called Jason, as Oh my days, George McEachran! This isn't actually real. You've just seen me click that button. I knew his stats were increasing, but I didn't know he'd go to an 86 overall. And Schlor's already trained as a cam. I do want to change that to a striker, so I'm not going to click the cam button. But can you believe George McEachran? That is the biggest shock of my life, and he actually can be the next Declan Rice. As Partridge in the defence, get him a partner, maybe another striker, and the left back, as again, we don't really have to check England especially, as I've gone to check Spain because I know they do have good history at fullback. And yes, he's not the youngest, yes, he's not the best, but Angelino brings experience. Continental experience even, as a much more expensive wage as well, but still we do have the money now. We're a Prem team, 34 million we started with, so yeah, we're not worried about finances. Only finding that new centre back, as now I've put Angelino in. I've realised he's the same rating as Denver Hume, but 2 years older, so maybe not the best choice, but we can't go worse than Paddy McNair because he's actually retiring, the same age as Milan Skriniar, and with our aim just to stay up, I'm going to take a chance on him. Get the big man in on a 2-year contract, as the team is looking good as it is. But Schlor's not a striker yet. Same thing goes for Jaden Braff. Humphries is 30-year-old, and Postema is not too cracking. And unfortunately, Danny Rose has gone ahead and retired. I genuinely feel like crying, but one thing that makes me wipe away the tears, Mathieu Favre. I'm going to be calling him Favre, even if it is the wrong pronunciation. It's a regen. I can make the name sound any way we want it to do, because technically he's not a real life player, and 80 rated at 19. I think this man's going all the way to the top. And before anything is clocked, I'm going to get a sneak peek into the ratings by changing some positions around, like Braff, who stays the same. Kieran Green is going to be changing to that cam, 85 rated, and 90 pace on Greeny. Now that is an unreal stat. He's a player that never stops running, but he should never have that 90 pace. And sure, are you sure he's not ready to be a striker yet? He has trained there for absolutely ages as the league. Oh my days, we've survived by just 4 points, but call that a huge relegation battle. However, Grimsby stay in the Premier League, and I guess that's entertainment. If you're not fighting at the top, why not have a bit of entertainment with the relegation battle? As long as we did stay up, which we did, as Brighton beat us in the FA Cup, and Colchester in the Carabao. I hope that's not a sign of things to come in real life. They're a team very close to my beloved Grimsby in the playoff battle in Sky Bet League 2, but this is what we're focusing on now here. McEachran 86, but now he's overshadowed by Curry and Partridge at an 87 at only 19 years of age. One of the world's best players, as Kieran Green's now in his position, as Shaw can come out for Bell. That's a lot better straight away. Hume had an injury, still he's 30 himself, and then the goalkeeper's 33. Skriniar's getting old at 34. With Doug Tharn better than him on the bench, Van Thorsen up to an 82. David Turey at a 79 himself. The other man on that bench was Darren Boyle, which I'm going to try at centre-back with Partridge, making us look for another midfielder next season to go behind George McEachran, as I'm very glad how many real-life players I've kept here. There's just 3 right there. Van Thorsen's another one. Hume, of course, himself is one. Then we've got Geezer and Doug Tharm, who worked very well in the career mode. If you haven't seen that, it was on the second channel last year. You can see the picture of the thumbnails on screen if you do want to see them. More MWS, as our top scorer was our bench striker, Sam Bell, who made his return to the Mariners. Who I am very shocked, in fact, outscored Favre, our other striker, now 20 years old, but still I've got much faith in him. If Mbappe has retired, then this man's definitely his regen, as I'm going to make one swap to this team, and then we can decide where we need to sign. Well, first team, it's got to be left back, or even goalkeeper. Sam Bell's quite low rated, but I am going to keep him. He's only 27, plus he has that edge of coming back, and we can only sign 3 players with a CDM required, and maybe another good striker for the bench, because Shaw is sure doing my head in now because he's not progressed. It's still 19 weeks away, and we've got the coaches in the striker position to help him grow as 17 million. That, if we were spending money, is one of the worst budgets I've ever seen given to a Premier League team. As sure, we did just avoid relegation, but that is bad. Has the scout found anyone? Free agent wise, well, Nob's not good, and Novak, he's only 70 rated. We could do with another overpowered youngster or oldie for the goal. As you know me by now, I really like my old goalkeepers. In saves, as Italy, they have a lot of aging players, and there it is straight away. We literally didn't have to search low. In the search bar, as Rizzo's decent, but we've got to take Gregorio. Ratings higher than Tanguy, and still he's 3 years younger than him. So an instant signing, have to be careful on the wage, but now signing in Italy has reminded me Italy have some decent defensive players who are getting old themselves, like Chiellini and Barzagli, and if they have a regen player, we're definitely in luck. However, it's left back we are searching for, as there is Lucas Pellegrini, but I really want someone better than 30. Oh my days, how have we actually looked out like that? He's got to be the best youngster out there. 83 rated Claudio Romano. We had two to choose from, and I'm wearing the Italian kit. How super lucky is that? I literally think that is the best deal we could have got. As I'm booking a flight to Italy, I'm going to say thank you to every single person I see. As Giorgio Cittadini, well, we don't need him, but he's another good example of what is here in Italy. Andrea Gihon, Giulio Maglior, and also Daniel Maldini is available. Now, this is controversial, but if we move Green back to a CDM, where it all started, we could try and fit this man into the squad. Then again, do we really need to do that because Green himself is 85 rated? Maybe we could swap like this. We could take Nadir out, who I thought would be the next star. Bench him, bench Giza, make one of those a DM because Giza has it in his positioning. He can move to a CDM. And we complete the Maldini deal. I can't believe he's coming to Grimsby, as he can fight it out for the cam slot with Jason Van Thorsen. And finally, this is probably a better feeling than winning the whole thing. We've changed the position of Shaw, and he is now our backup striker, who I believe was the same rating as Bell. Wait, did I just read that right? So now our benchman Bilal Nadir is 88 rated, so he's been put in the team. Not by my decision as Darren Boyle. This is my decision to make him a centre-back, 83 rated, and yes, this is at the end of the season. So unfortunately, he's not played much. It must have gone to Doug Farm, as Gaza is now a CDM, and Nadir is now a centre mid, who can fit into the team because Greeny hasn't changed yet. So that's going to be our midfield. We've got Bell and Favre up front, very much like this, and we've kept a lot of the real life players here in the reserves, like Barrington, Cass, Gardner, Wilson, Warren. Loved keeping the bunch around because they are doing well in real life, and I'm really loving the squad I'm watching. So to see their faces in the game, in the Premier League, it's very nice, but I'm going to go straight to checking the goal scorers, as Favre's finally up there, and Nadir was in second place, getting 17 goals, and from a relegation battle to a promotion charge. Oh, sorry, not a promotion charge. We're in the Premier League, Max, you idiot. It's 4 points off the league leaders, Liverpool, but it is a Champions League spot, so no, it's not a trophy, but this is really good for the future. As the ratings are really good in our squad, maybe we could actually go for this. As out straight away in the FA Cup, we played Manchester City, of course we got beaten. They actually made the final and had to play Portsmouth, which is a weird one, as we can be found in round 2 of the Carabao, losing to QPR. With a stellar side, I'm absolutely loving it, loving the defense, even with 3 regens. Gregorio's 32, Sariki is 28, so yeah, the squad's not old apart from our keeper, and probably Kieran Green, who, by the way, at 33-year-old now, has 95 pace, Greeny, and 5-star skills, and weak foot. Now, Kieran Green is an absolutely class player, but to have them stats in FIFA, I don't really ever see it happening. His in-game face really looks like him, and I pray we reach the UCL with him. But with that age being 33, we do have 2 backup cams. He could start to decrease, and I'm really dreading the day we lose him. In real life, as a Champions League budget of £66 million. Genuinely scandalous, as we're letting go of 2 strikers, maybe get another one in. As it's all about contracts now, because the players we have here are more important than getting new ones. Or at least they are to me, as I'm taking a lot of care with Kieran Green's contract. Make sure he signs a bigger deal and gets a bigger amount of money to make him the highest paid at the club now. Him and McEachran, 2 OG players, up there with the wages, so they've actually got to keep on earning it by playing well, as now we're just going to search the free agent market for the best players in any position, as we want to win that Champions League. If we can at the first time of asking, as we're expected to win the Champions League and expected to win the Premier League and the Cup this This is going to be a big season. So to the free agents we go, and I'm actually not looking barely for youngsters, mostly for talented players as yet. We don't want the 60, lower 70 rated. We want players like this, and I had this guy in my Leeds United save. Is it 2 years back now? I absolutely loved that save, but Unai Vencedor, in you come, my friend. But he's another player that takes a very high wage for not a very high rating, as he's going to have to replace Maldini, and that is a stacked bench apart from Dugtham, but he is an OG player. So I kind of want to keep him here, him and McJanet as backups. That is fantastic. As could Giza change again? No, he can't. He's not built for centre-back. Dribbling is his best stat, so I'm going to leave him as our CDM backup, and I'm going to go out there and search my head off for the best talent in football, regen or not regen. And you have zero idea how long I've been searching, probably about half an hour to 45 minutes, but I have found someone, and it does look like the new Van Dijk. Lars Janssen is 18 years old, and he is higher than Boyle. He's in the position we probably need most. It will chuck Doug Tharm out, it will chuck the McJanitor, but still, this man is what we need to win titles. That defense he completes is ridiculous. Now an 87 next to a 91. This squad is absolutely brilliant, and I do say squad because it's not just the first team, it's the bench as well. And I do love seeing this as the club I support. Never gets old rebuilding the Mariners, as then we've got a couple of 90 rateds, only 2, but then again, a lot at the 88 mark. And from the 80s to the 20s, because we've got some in the 20 goal category, the 2 strikers on 29, then Nadir likes to get involved some, Greeny with 13 assists, and Grimsby Town, finally, well, it's only took 3 seasons in the Prem, but do get their hands on the title, with I believe the same points or less than we did last year. So I'm reluctant to say we've improved, as we were expected to win the FA Cup, but we lost in the quarters to AFC Bournemouth, and we lost in round 3 of the Carabao to Manchester City on penalties, which if you're going to lose to them, it's going to be on pens. As the Champions League, we did put it in here with our strikers, no defeats, 8 straight wins, and the first game was AS Roma, who we hammered 3-1. We did all do it in the away leg before moving on to Paris, where we got a 1-0 win. That's better than Liverpool. And then Dortmund. Oh, Dortmund. We just know how to beat them in career mode. On the channel, it is Porto that are my deep rivals. I hate playing them. But Dortmund we always beat, so I guess we're the Porto to themselves. As it's from the East Coast to the West Coast, Grimsby Town versus Liverpool. As with 0 money spent, and unfortunately a suspended Greeny, we will face the Redmen as Van Thorsen jumps into the cam position. Talk about that for luck though. My favourite player at my boyhood club, which I don't rebuild often in career mode, suspended for the final. We kept him safe, we kept him scoring, we kept him growing, even at 33 as the finals take place at Wembley, so hopefully he makes the travels. Van Thorsen still a real-life player as well in the team, as Liverpool's going to be very hard to beat. Evan Curry goes for a strike from range, and Lenny Euro was in the way. Weird that he's at Liverpool as a free kick. It's going to go to Nadir, not an OG, and he hits Trent, but keep charging him down. Referee's blown the whistle, as I didn't think it was a bad challenge, but Gravenberg to run through the gaps and try and attack us, as they've got a very different team here under Slot. We've got to get a tackle in there. Sariki does. Falls to Curtis Jones. With the miss, as maybe the thing to do is try and take them to penalties, because we know they don't do well. Desert Dewey, the man who scored the winner against them, actually in their team, as Trent has stuck around for a long time. Jones, they're getting into their flow state now. We need a tackle. Good job Partridge is at the back, as now Jones, don't let them get it around you. Partridge there to sweep up again. McJanitor is not doing the sweeping anymore, as I knew he wouldn't grow. He just doesn't grow in career mode. I hate that as well, because he's a brilliant little defender, as Nadir to try and jog forward, gets the ball out wide. It's not Denver Hume, but it's Romaro with a cross towards the near post. We've gone for the overhead kick. It was almost a bell. I think Favre picked up a knock as well in that jump, so we need to get across. It's an easy save there, and a rebound offside for Carr, which has saved us, because I did think the save at the start was very easy and good, as now we need to get attacking again. Put the body through the middle. George McEachran onto Favre, who had an injury, as Evan Curry allowed to dribble. Curry against Gravenberg. Gives it into Bell. Give him it back. We're just going to play the ball nicely. That's an open shot for McEachran. Goes for it down low. And he does score bangers. Or has scored a banger in recent weeks in real life as, oh dear, Trent's going forward. Blazed over the top of the second half. And now we go again. Look at the gap as well from Sam Bell. Used to play for the club. And he's got a chance to score in the final. Lunged in on the tackle. Sam Bell with the finish. It is 1-0 Grimsby Town. And we haven't made a signing with this squad. But somehow we've got an ex-player back. It's a terrible lunging from Lenny Yoro, who has been terrible in the game, and that is 1-0 Town. Lovely stuff as now Bell's allowed to charge forward again, and that is a ball towards Favre, the striker, who's playing with an injury. Just hang tight a little bit longer, my friend. There's 2 minutes to go on the clock, and Usman, Dembele, do not let them score very late on. It's a backheel tackle by Janssen, and now it is Jassen with the run forward. If we can give it to Favre, who slows it down with his injury. Now just take out your man. Do not let them attack, referee. We need that whistle. Please. He's just passed the ball back, and it goes as soon as it goes back to the winger, Desert Doué. Grimsby Town FC 1, Liverpool FC 0. And I always talk about the ribbons. Yes, we're not in our black and white kit. We're in the retro one, but it's black and white on the trophy, and Evan Curry lifting it. The youngster all the way from the bottom. Again, not signing any players this time. Mental challenge when you think about it. It hasn't took as long as I thought, so if you are around for another video, click on screen to see one or suggest one below whilst leaving a like.